Hello everyone, my name is Bai Madam. Today, me and my friend are going to talk about short story analysis. The short story that we're gonna analyze today is Truce in the Forest by Chris Weekend. This story tells about one family that they met American soldier and German soldier during the World War II. Okay? We're gonna start with brief story.
Brief story. A mother and a son live in a small cottage at the forest. This was during the war between American and German soldiers. It was Christmas Eve in 1944 when suddenly they heard a knock on the door. The first knock came. The mother quickly built and candles and went to answer the door. And they saw that it was American soldier, the enemies. One of the soldiers is wounded. So mother let them in and put the wounded soldier in the bed. Next, the soldier lost their battalion and had wandered the forest for 3 days looking for Americans and hiding from Germans. They hadn't shaved, but still without their heavy coats. They looked the big boys. The mother ordered the son to take their rooster and bring 6 potatoes. Then the rooster should be their food for Christmas if his father would come home. But the mother changed her mind when the father could not make it, so decided to cook it for New Year's. But now she changed her mind again. The rooster will be served for soldiers. And next, soon the tempting smell of raw chicken permeated in the room. The son was setting the table when once again there came a knock at the door. There stood 4 soldiers. They were German. The mother told them to come in when American and German soldiers were inside the room. Mother told them to stop their fight, even just for Christmas, and told them to place their weapons at the pile of firewood just inside the door, prevent them from killing each other.
They ate the food with peace. They prayed, and just before midnight, the mother went to the doorstep, asked everyone to join her at the Star of Bethlehem. Everyone during that moment of silence looked at the brightest stars in the heaven, nothing about the war, and for a while forget that they were enemies. And next, when morning came, mother made sure that each one of them eat breakfast. Before going back to their camps, mother gave them all back their weapons before they parted ways, and then
German and American soldiers shook hands and disappeared in opposite direction. When the son returned, inside mother was holding the old family Bible. Her finger was tracing the last line from Matthew 2:12. They departed into their country another way.
the first one, son or storyteller, he is the sub-main character of this story. The story has told by him. He is the one who supports his mother. Mother, the main character of this story. The mother who always has smile on her face. She is kind and brave. Father, he was a soldier. He had to be ordered into the Civil Defense Fire Guard. And next, Harry, the Wonder Man. He was the lost American soldier. Jim, the stocky man and dark hair. He was the lost American soldier.
Hi, he was lost German soldier. He was 60 years old. Billy, he was lost German soldier. He was 60 years old. German corporal, the lost German soldier. He was the one who taught method. And the soldier who studied medicine, the lost German soldier, he studied medicine at Heidelberg. Next, scene of the story. The scene is the location and time frame in which the action of narrative takes place in the story. The setting is during the World War II, the day before Christmas Day, at a small country in the Herzen Forest, near the German-Belgian border. Next.
For the rounded character, that is the character that nuanced and well throughout. They usually play an important role in the story. They are written specifically so the audience can pay attention to them for a specific reason. In the story, the rounded character is the mother because she can make the important decisions and her decision and her action affected to the story. So she is calm and she is calm to talk with the German soldier and American soldiers. So she was brave and kind in the same time. She is maturity, gentle and brave, and her decision is so admirable. And the next one is in this story there is no antagonist because the antagonist is the character that bad character or bad guy or the enemies of the main character. So there is no antagonist in this story because no one is a bad guy in this story. Followed by the lesson of this story, we learn that in the hard time or when you face the problem, if we are calm, we can solve the problem better than when we are frightened. In the story, the truth is the mother was so scared for the soldiers, but although she can control herself and calm to talk with the German soldiers intelligently. This is not the third person point of view, but this is a first person point of view because of the person who told this story was in the situation. For example, in the sentence that said that when we heard the knock on our door that Christmas Eve in 1944, neither mother and I had the slightest inkling of the quiet miracle that lay in the store for us. From this sentence, the speaker is the son, and he was in the situation and used the pronoun is I. The type of conflict in this story is man and man. The main character has conflict with the German soldier, and the soldier may have the conflict with German and American soldiers. This conflict is man and man is probably in the common form of external conflict and is also known as interpersonal conflict. Followed by the part of the plot. The part of the plot can be separated into 5 parts, so which are exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement. For the first part of the story, this is the story introduction, which are the exposition, where the writer introduces the character, establish the setting, and begin to introduce the primary conflict
in the story. In this story is when the son heard the knock on the door. In that Christmas Eve in 1944, his mother decided to open the door. Suddenly, they saw three American soldiers, which one of them was the wounded man. The next one is the rising action. The rising action occurs when the main problem or conflict is addressed with a form of action. The rising action always leads up to the climax. During the rising action, in this story, is the second knock on the door has come. The mother opened and saw the German soldiers. Four of them were standing in front of the door.
The climax. The climax is the peak point of the story. And the climax of the story is when the German soldier and American soldier have met. Sheltering enemy soldier concealed high treason, and the son and his mother could all be shot because the German soldier and American soldier are enemies. Falling action. Falling action is what happens near the end of the story. Falling action in this story is when the mother talked with the German soldier and they decided to lay all their weapons in the woodpile and get into the house. They were having dinner together. The son looked around the table and he saw the tears in the eyes of battened, weary soldiers. Boys again, some from America, some from Germany, or far from home. Before midnight, they watched the Star of Bethlehem with the mother together, except Harry, the wild man. Denouement is the final resolution of inadequacy of the plot. The denouement in this story is when, in the morning, the wild man looks stronger. The German colonel asked why the American how to fight their back into their lives. The German and American soldiers shook hands and they disappeared in opposite directions. The type of plot used in this story is man in a hole because the character trapped in a problem and they have to manage to solve problem. In this story, the mother has problem when the German soldiers found the American soldier in the house, which the German soldiers are the enemy of American soldiers. So she has to manage to solve his problem. The symbol used in this story. The symbol that I saw is the sentence that say step through the darkness. It means a searchlight for seeing easily. Okay, this is all about Truce in the Forest analysis. Thank you for watching and goodbye.